along with one more item with Meadow Valley, which is a proprietary brand here at HSN. Everything is hand-picked, cherry-picked for you to give you the most beautiful blooms in your garden. This would make a great gift. Even we were talking about, obviously, how they come. We always show you how they're going to come to you, and then you're going to plant them. But even if you wanted to print out and maybe the gladiolas or the lily of the calla lilies or these beautiful lily of the valleys for moms and for Mother's Day, and just print out a picture, and then maybe you go over to her house on Mother's Day and you plant them together, and then you can see what you planted grow. I mean, I think that's such a beautiful sentiment with our moms and with our families. So that's another great idea for these. But this is the Lily of the Valley. This is a 6-piece collection. It's $19.95. This is the flower of spring. First of all, Lily of the Valley is something that's used in fine fragrance. It smells amazing.
It's got that old world charm. It's a true vintage feel. Whether you've smelt it in fragrance or soaps when you've been in a hotel overseas. It really is. It's classic. It's so delicate. And just look at the flowers here. It's another one of those flowers I cannot stop staring at or taking pictures of because it's so cute.
It is. It's like a little bell shape.
It really is. And even the flowers, but the leaves are lovely. They're leathery. They're exotic looking. They're such a fresh green. So you've got almost 3 seasons of colour from these because you've got the lovely leaves, the flowers, but also red berries in the fall as well. So there's so much that Lily of the Valley can offer you. Aside from all of that romance and the fragrance and the look and the old world charm and the vintage feel, they're actually really simple plants to grow in the garden.
Really? Because I think it would be very difficult to do.
Not at all. You've already seen me plant up the collection here in minutes, so you can display them in this lovely silver zinc container here, or you can plant them into the yard by the side of the pathway in the rockery. They will cope in a shady position, so you can plant them beneath trees and shrubs. They can also cope with a dry shade position or a damp shade position. So if you've got one of those really awkward corners of the garden that you find it really hard to establish plants in that corner, would you be amazed that Lily of the Valley will grow there and they will very happily multiply and get bigger and better and create this carpet of beautiful white, fragrant spring colour. Can you imagine, like, rolling out the white carpet beneath your trees and shrubs in a similar way to how you see snowdrops, but it's probably too warm to grow snowdrops in a lot of areas of the US. But Lily of the Valley will cope with cool and warm conditions. So sun, partial shade, full shade.
What about watering?
You just need to water them while they're established. So the first few weeks up to a month, you'll need to water your bulbs in order to make sure they're happy. But once those plants become established, you barely need to water them because they'll look after themselves. They've got a fleshy root system which holds on to that moisture. So remember, great for shady corners, great for containers. You can plant them between cracks in the pathway as well. I love that moment where they come through in the spring and they've got the foliage, they've got the flower, and then soon they open into these lovely posies of fragrant blooms.
They really are quite fragrant. I mean, it's magical, honestly. When you just catch a whiff of it, it's so enticing and magical and beautiful. My producer just said to me, I was smiling while you were talking, and I know you're probably going, what is she doing over there? My producer was sharing with me that this is his wife's favorite flower.
And he said, a lot of people's favorite.
And he says, I'm going to order these today. I mean, just so think about how romantic that gesture is by giving this to a wife, to someone you love, to be able to plant together and watch it grow. I mean, that just in itself is such a beautiful sentiment. And then the fact of then every single day when you walk outdoors, or maybe it's by your front door, when you welcome your company and they're like, oh my gosh, what is that smell? And you're like, oh, it's Lily of the Valley. You know, it's so sophisticated and elegant.
It's just beautiful, and it's a chance to have that little touch of an English garden in your American garden. So wherever you live, you can grow these in a container or in the border or as ground cover. And again, they are flowering size plants as well. So these are bare roots. There's the little shoot, and these are the roots at the base. So you'll know which way up to plant them.
Now, do I bury this whole little shoot in the ground?
Well, you can bury that just below the ground, or you can have it peeking up. It really doesn't matter too much. The way I've planted them here is so that they're peeking out, so you can see where they are. So then you won't go on top and plant something else on top of them. So perfect English plant.
With everybody calling in, less than 200 available. Michael, you're back later on the day?
Yes, at 2 o'clock.
Okay, Okay, we will see you at 2 o'clock.
worries.
Thank you for being here. Happy Easter. Always a pleasure. All right, continue to call in for your Meadow Valley, beautiful lily of the valley, limited quantity to go around. We still have much more coming up. We have